Good morning and welcome to the chat on Newsday Amarillo and News Channel 10-2. I'm David Lovejoy.
Good morning, I'm Rhonda.
And I'm known from the crowned heads of Europe to the Congress of the United States, Chuckalicious Chuck Williams.
And we're joined by a guy who's well known also in his own right, Dr. Walter Wendler, president of West Texas A&M University, getting ready to kick off a brand new semester down there in Canyon. Kids getting back to the routine, I guess you can say. But Dr. Wendler's been working hard since day one. Welcome, Doctor. How you doing? Happy New Year.
Thanks, David. I'm doing fine. Happy New Year to all of you. I'm glad to see you in this 2023. Gosh, every time I say that, man, time is flying. Getting old. But at any rate,
How old are we?
Yeah, we said the same thing. We were talking about that a while ago. Like, wow, once this started, slow down. Dr. Wendler, the kids come back here real soon, and you guys have been working hard. Chuck, what was the story about the agronomy?
Yeah, I was wanting to talk about the agronomy club success. Because up until a day or two ago, I didn't know what agronomy was. Hey, I'm from Philly. I ain't supposed to know that stuff, man. What's the success with the club? What's going on with that?
well, I'll tell you in just a second, but I got to make a confession. When I first got here, everybody was talking about their crops and their cows and all that, animals and all that sort of stuff. I said, I used to be involved in agriculture. I'm from New York. I had a clay pot on the back porch with a tomato plant, and my best yield was tomatoes 1 year. No, I'm with you, Chuck. There's a lot of these things I don't know, but I'm learning, and I'm growing to love it more and more all the time. But the agronomy club, they just won the National Club of the Year. And the President's Trophy competition, and it's a big deal. It's the first time a Division II school has ever won this thing. Normally, schools like A&M and Oklahoma State and Kansas State and Colorado State, those are the places that win these. But WT won one, and we're proud of it. And it speaks to the quality of our students, which speaks to the quality of the region, because many of these students are homegrown, no pun intended, when we're talking about agronomy, but they're from here, they're local kids. About 45% of our students come from the Panhandle across campus, and a big chunk of those are the ag students that come here. And, they work hard, they're really... By the way, some people might say, well, they're old-fashioned and this and that. Well, I'll tell you what the Agronomy Club is doing, and I am very excited to be helping them with this. They want to find ways to get people, and I'm always hesitant to use the language because I'm not sure it's the right way to say things, but people with various disabilities involved in agriculture. And we're planning some new greenhouses on the campus, and we're going to make those greenhouses barrier-free, so that students, for example, in a wheelchair can get in there and tend to plants and so on and so forth. Because just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean, for example, you're not interested in agriculture.
Right.
And our goal is to make some new greenhouses, and the Agronomy Club is working on this. That will be barrier-free. And I don't know that we'll be the first university in the country to do that. I don't think we are. But we'll be a university that, with brand new facilities, because these greenhouses we're working on them are brand new. And we have some old ones, but they're dated, and they're dilapidated is what they are. And we're gonna get on that. But the Agronomy Club is right in the middle of this, and it's representative, I think, of a future forward-looking agriculture program. And I'm glad to say we've got this in engineering and nursing and business and education and in the humanities and fine arts. Our programs are looking ahead to serve the people of the Texas Panhandle. And it is very gratifying to me. And I'll tell you that this agronomy club it's like an iceberg peeking through the surface, This is one's kind of a dot of excellence, and they're all over the place. But when you win national recognition like this, especially against much bigger, typically more established competitors, it says an awful lot about the faculty and the students in the ag program. So we're excited about it.
A follow-up, if I may.
We're excited.
A follow-up, if I may. I do know that some years back that when it was another school, when it was called West Texas, and we're not going to go into the rest of the name, but when it was called that, West Texas at that time, the university actually led in the field of hydroponics, like growing things underwater. With this new aspect,
Right.
with this new aspect of making farming or agriculture more accessible, does that mean we're going to really be dealing with more technology than what we have been in the past, or what?
Chuck, I'm not going to say I'm surprised, but this is a really good question. I don't know the answer to it directly. I do know that the ag folks are always looking ahead,
Right.
but this is an area where accessibility and so on, hydroponics provides a different approach to. And it's not just for a hobby. I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of food now that is grown hydroponically, tomatoes and other things. I don't know all the details of it. That's a good question. And actually, now I'm going to go and try to understand that better because that may be another avenue into helping students who maybe are not completely mobile and so
Right.
on and so forth, where they can have access into the field of agriculture. So that's a good question. I wish I knew the answer.
Dr. Wendler, it seems in the last 5 to 6 years, agriculture has really started taking a leading edge on the campus of WT. And how has Mr. Engler's gift and his investment into the college, how has it matured or grown the agricultural department down in Canyon?
David, that's a very good question, and I'm pleased you asked for it. Paul Engler's generosity and the generosity of the foundation that bears his name to agriculture and business has been nothing short of remarkable. For a couple of reasons. First, it empowers both of those colleges, but we're going to talk mostly about ag because that's what you asked about. It empowers them to levels of excellence that they could not achieve with state funds alone. They recruit really hard. They're doing more and more cutting edge research that's funded by that steady flow of capital. Remember, it's $1 million a year from the Engler Foundation for 80 years. Well, they get half of it. It's $500,000 a year goes to ag and 500 to business. But that's a significant cash flow to do special projects that you may not have state dollars for. So on that score alone, it's been invaluable. But there's something else, and I've told Paul on many occasions that I actually think this is more important. We're making great progress on our capital campaign, on our on our One West campaign.
Right.
We're close to $125 million. I'm telling you, it could be by next time we talk that we've crossed $125 million. It's going to happen. I can guarantee it. I will bet my ranch, which is kind of low stakes since I don't have one, but I will bet my ranch that it's not 2 months off and we're going to have this thing completed. And it wouldn't be possible without Paul Engler's gift. And it's not, his gift has been very important because of its size and what we're allowed to count. And we count, I think about 26 or $7 million of the 125. But there's still a lot of other gifts that are coming in. I mean, I could go down, I'm not going to start a list because I'll surely leave important people out. You asked me about England. But I will tell you this. That gift was another ag example, seed corn for this campaign. Other people said, well, Paul's done this, and maybe we should step up and do something. So he took a leadership position. That's the second reason that gift was so important to ag. And the third reason is because Paul was an innovator. Paul essentially built an industry